Hey everyone, Temporal here, and for this session we are reviewing a gold DPS player. I know it looks like we're looking at Ashe, but I did preview it a bit and it looks like it's more Sombra and Soldier. If you guys are enjoying the content, please do like and subscribe, as that really does help me out, lets me keep doing this, all sorts of stuff like that. Or if you are looking to get coaching yourself, you can join my Discord in the description below, see my rates, join the community, see what sort of promos or events we have going on, all sorts of cool stuff like that. Okay, so double sniper for the Junkertown Open. Not terribly unusual. Yep, yeah, different angle than your Widow. No, different angle than your Widow was better. Different angle.
I'm calling the shots.
This is right. This over here is right, and then you'll see this ball, and you'll take shots at it if it comes over, and if it doesn't, you'll have this nice wide angle from your Widow to do work from. It's going to be beautiful. Okay, so, well, we'll just do. Fine. And then you're going to go for, what, the Torp? Okay. The ball's better, yep. You need to close this angle.
Enemy turrets down.
And now you re-peek, yep. Again, swap to the Torb or the ball. Yeah, I don't love that. It's not the end of the world. I don't like this TNT. It's not terrible because you're trying to get a multi-hit TNT. You're trying to get the Torb and the Reinhardt. But, you know, I really prefer these types of things when you've already done damage to the Torb and the Torb is potentially, you know, trying to retreat around a corner and you're like, nope, I'm going to burn you as you're retreating behind, etc. Group TNTs are fine, but this is a little weak as a group TNT. And you just took damage here, so your thought should be, hey, I need to move. I potentially need to close the angle because I took damage while shooting this TNT. And you instead, like, take another shot before you even think about moving. Not a huge deal, though. Did you see the ball? Good. Okay. You're done. You're done.
Here it comes.
Do you hear the ball? I don't really like that. That ball wasn't threatening to you. You didn't need to coach that ball away, because if you look at this, the ball didn't have a fireball. He wasn't tethering into you. You don't need to move him around with a boot because he couldn't really do anything to you. If he unballed and tried to fight you, you were going to laugh because I can pretty much promise that your Mercy was going to come over and heal you while you fought the ball at close range. Like, you weren't remotely worried about this ball unballing and fighting you. He was always going to leave. You just helped him leave, which you didn't need to spend the cooldown for, and it put you in a worse spot to do so. Where's your cover? This Torb has shown that he's capable of poking you out at this distance. This cover's only okay. Like, even if you crouch behind this, I don't think it's full cover. You need to work your way back to where you have cover. Okay. Are you going to TNT that? Well, almost.
Keep your eyes open. No one can.
Okay. What? Why are you letting this happen? Like, those eyes were 100% so that Widow wasn't a threat. So you missed that, which sucks. You know where the sniper is. You reload. You go here. You're not holding the angle on the sniper, which, you know, okay, so you can make the decision that you don't need to do that for one reason or another, that you don't want to be distracted, you want to shoot at other things and try to outvalue her, except your Widow just popped Infocyte, and now you can literally see that the Widow is stepping back into sight here. I know your eyeballs are more focused towards the center of your screen, etc., but I promise this Infocyte was popped to check this Widow. And you're just completely ignoring the eye advantage, etc., that you have over this Widow to do so. So that's weird. I'm not going to lie. That is weird. you shouldn't have been punished here. You should have seen what that widow was doing, how her feet were moving, how she was reopening, etc. And you should have immediately hit the headshot on her when she came out. Now that wouldn't have got her because you don't have the mercy for some reason. For some reason, the mercy is pocketing your widow, not you, which is wrong. But hey, such is life. Hey, Manny. Hey, Semitic.
Here it comes.
Don't even bother. No, you didn't have time to shoot at that TNT. You needed to turn and shift away that ball, etc., because you are in some danger now. Yeah, you're done.
Time to change things up.
Good question, Blah. I think he actually plays 4 heroes, but I think the Ashe and the Bastion are very short. Like, I'm pretty sure he's going to be off of Ashe after first point, and I think that's about all we're going to see for Ashe. It's more Sombra and Soldier than anything else. You are challenging 1v6, 1v5? Why are you challenging 1v6? Now it's 2v6, 2v5. Maybe it's a little better now. No, this is effectively 3v1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3v5. I don't like these odds. Nope, 3v6. I don't know why you expect to win this. You are much more likely to stagger yourself than you are to get a pick off here. Much more likely, because you have 6 people paying attention to the 3 of you, and only 3 of you contributing to this. So just break cover, have line of sight, wait out here, don't let the ball in, etc. Do that, and then at the last moment, once this is a little closer, once you have 5 or 6 people back, you might only get 5 because the card's too close, then you'll take your 5v6, and you are exponentially more likely to win a 5v6 or a 6v6 than a 3v6. This is just like you are much more likely to get yourself staggered than you are to get eliminations on these guys. And that's just a number of eyeballs going in each direction thing. Don't even bother. You don't have a mercy, she does. Like, you can't. No. Don't.
Heroes never die.
Has reached the checkpoint.
Okay.
Everything can be hacked, and everyone.
So we're on our Sombra. Come on, bug, go away.
Enemy turret ahead. Powering shield.
Yeah, me too, Mr. Middick, me too. Are we gonna flank? Are we gonna flank? Is that a thing we do? Please tell me we're not just taking a long-range poke war against a widow.
Fire at will.
Break the angle. This isn't useful. Break the angle rather than get shot by the turret. Okay.
I keep my
Okay.
head down.
I'm not convinced that Ryan wanted to shield, so I'm not convinced you took anything of value away from him. But okay. Beautiful. And now this is over. Are you going to throw the trance? No, you're not. Okay. You had some questionable target selection stuff, and this whole fight should have... Like, I was okay with what you did back here to Ball. That was fine. But this whole fight should have been a, I'm going to go take this angle, and I'm going to bother you from back here. Like, of course that's what I'm going to do. Never a, I'm just going to Sombra 76 you from behind my team, and then I'm going to, like, shoot the Rhine shield while the turret, A, is visible to me and I could shoot it, but B is shooting at me. Like, I'm going to shoot the Rhine shield. That was the biggest flaw in this fight. I'd have preferred you started this fight differently after chasing out the ball, but after that, in the actual fight, you spent a lot of time shooting this Rhine Shield that was not good. There was a turret above it you could have taken out, or you could have changed the angle, shot from above, or you could have changed the angle and challenged the Widow a little more. Once you saw the Widow as hard-pocketed, I didn't like that you challenged the Widow, but hey, McCree came and saved you, so it sort of worked out.
The payload has reached the checkpoint.
Beacon in place.
Okay. Come on, game. Game.
¿Qué onda?
It just will not give me regular speed. Okay. This isn't really an angle. It's not. I don't particularly like it. But I'll settle for now. I don't even think you bother going for that hack. I think it's wasted time.
Enemy turret. Apagando las luces.
But why though? Why do we feel the need to hack this? Or to EMP this? So their Widows in spawn.
Enemy turret.
We just took out their Mercy.
Apagando las luces.
Their Widow has just switched to McCree. I know that McCree is not actually here. You should know that McCree is not actually here. This is a 6v4. We don't EMP into a cleanly won fight. Like, this is just cleanup. We don't need to do anything. And even if we do win with EMP, one of the best ults of the game, we're kind of doing it right on top of their spawn in a 6v4. Like, no. You.
You have good days. Enemy turret.
We didn't need to reload there. There was work we could have done with that, but hey. Okay. Go get your health back. Fine, Mercy helped you out. We're going to use our super speed to go play from up here, right? To go be annoying, to go see what's going on up here, to see if we need to be up here, etc. Like, we have super speed with stealth. We're going to use it, right? Right? No, we're going to give surrender map control. That's disappointing.
Move up with me.
That doesn't really help us. I'm going to be honest. This is a better health pack. We are unlikely to long-term, for any long period of time, be able to hold this spot. I don't like this. This is better. Okay. We're just chilling in the middle. We haven't used stealth. We forgot we have stealth. We just forgot we have stealth. We just forgot we have stealth. Oh, hey, stealth!
Hey there.
That's fine. I don't mind if you shoot or hack him from here. Cool. I don't understand. Like, if we had to take this extra step to hack him, I can live with it, but why are we still here? Whatever. Like, you just opened yourself up to so many angles. Hopefully you're going to translocate her out.
I'm out.
Good.
Of here.
You just replaced and reused your translocator. Okay. Here's that health pack I would have liked hacked.
Much better. Don't mind me.
Okay. I'm ready for a big EMP. I don't know, that might have been earlier. We've seen a patch before, haven't we? A peach? If so, it's a mistake. Usually I check when it's a name I recognize. Maybe I'm wrong to make sure I haven't done a one for them before, unless they're a paying client. And this one is marketing, not a paying client. But hey. They wasted flash and we didn't force the fight. That thing's got 20 HP. They wasted flash. Why are we backing up? They wasted flash. And now they have every bit as good a chance of taking us down as we do them. Okay.
See you later. Heroes never die.
Possible. It's also possible that you've just played with them before, or maybe scrimmed against them. Who knows? Or there could be multiple. Yeah, I saw that too.
Mucho mejor. Miss me? Damn it.
Okay. Let's go back over this. Your team is done. Yeah, that's dicey. This is a little predictable, the high ground, but I guess we can go for it. That's fine.
Mucho mejor.
Why would we drop, though? Okay, don't
Miss
drop.
me?
No, there's nothing you can do here. Your team isn't ready. Your team is all back here. If your team is all back here, you aren't ready to unstealth yet. You're simply not. A, you could hear people following you, so this is dangerous to unstealth. B, it doesn't do anything. Like, you're going to pull eyeballs to you quickly, and your team is all the way back here where they're not going to follow up on a hack, they're not going to follow up on damage. You pulling eyeballs to you risks your life. It's, again, 6 sets of eyeballs versus 1 set of eyeballs. We don't want to do things in that situation. We want to wait until the number of eyeballs are similar. We're much more likely to get picked than we are to get a pick. We're much likely to feed more ult charge than we're going to get back ult charge, etc. Yeah.
Damn it.
And you probably feel like, oh, I thought I was going to be fine. I had my translocator, etc. Yeah, sometimes people find your translocator. That's a thing that happens. But I'm not like, oh, you went down because they found your translocator. Hey, you went down because you unstealthed at a time. You tried to take a fight at a time that you had no business taking an engagement.
It's all up from here. I might need this later.
Are we going to EMP correctly? That's just hilarious. Okay. Why are you here? Why are you still in the middle of this fight? Like, translocator past. Like, get past. Get behind this. You don't want to be. You don't want to be here. The trap happened, but you don't want to be here. You need to be on angles. Like, even if your team is here and this is the angle you're on, you need to be on angles. You can't be in the middle of the enemy team. Scarf is extra fluffy. Happy to hear it, Cyrus Happy.
Fire at will.
Semitic's got the predictions, and Semitic is right. Yeah, I think it was a panic cue of sorts. I think it was a, hey, I'm going to get lots of people with this EMP, so it's okay, and I think I'm going to get it off, and they did get it off. It just didn't do much. But to be fair,
Initiating match.
there is no guarantee that they would have gotten back with that EMP from being eliminated if they had not used it there. So I guess I'm not going to be too critical, but they haven't had a good EMP yet.
Ready for battle. Ready for battle.
I live for a good fight.
Okay, so again, the angles matter. Long string of time forgetting we had stealth. Hey, let's try to get a good EMP. Those are all things that happened in the Sombra world.
Move it out. Good choice.
Push the Genji. Not sure what that rocket was about. I don't mind that you miss. I mind that you sent it when the Genji wasn't really missing much health. Okay. So Helix Rocket is usually a bit of a finisher. You're kind of just using it willy-nilly, but okay. Yeah, she's got better range than you. There's no way. Look at how healthy that Anna is. Why are we helixing?
This is not the end.
Shoot from here. Shoot from here. This. Off angle. And not off angle that makes you shoot a million bajillion miles against a sniper that has a scope. Yes, it's a support, but it's a sniper that has a scope. Your fall off sucks at that range. Use your mobility, get off angles, and get into positions where your damage is effective. Like this.
Always too overconfident.
Yeah, no, I agree, Semitic.
Get over here and heal up.
Where did you use your heal station? It's on cooldown. Why do you think this is a good place and time to use your heal station? You're at 183 health, your Mercy's right here, your Anna's right here. Why do we feel the need to use our heal station at 183 right here?
Get over here.
This is not an off angle that we want to hold. We can sometimes go, hey, I'm using my heal station to heal up a team that is low on health. We can sometimes do that, but mostly our heal station is something that lets us stay on the off angle that we've spent time getting, etc., because we have our own source of healing, etc. We don't need to put it in the team unless we're really getting a lot of team healing value out of it. So we should have our heal station here while we're fighting the Genji. It should be easy. Hey, I went down to 116 health, but I dropped my heal station, and now I can shift run around like a maniac for a second to get health back while he goes, huh, what? And then I go back to fighting him.
The payload has reached the checkpoint.
I see 3 people, and I hear a 4th. How many friends do I have? I have 0 friends up here, and my friends down here aren't really relevant yet. My McCree and Rosario are just thinking about becoming relevant. I shouldn't be here yet.
The war goes on.
Rendezvous at my position. Healing it up.
Securing the payload.
These Helix rockets need work, man. Like that Helix rocket, you fired at a deflect that was still up and had been going for a bit. So it wasn't like, oops, I fired it early and then he put deflect up, or even though he put deflect up, my brain had already told me to pull the Helix button. Like that was a Helix into a clearly deflecting, obviously deflecting, had been deflecting for a while Genji. Okay, are we gonna use an off angle?
Got you in my sights.
Yeah, okay.
Feeling spry.
Hello.
It's a fair amount to fire into the Wraith. That was, again, a fair amount to fire into the Wraith. A little more triggered at this point.
The payload has reached the checkpoint.
Huh! It's an interesting place for a soldier. I mean, Hook's on cooldown for another 2 seconds, but that's an interesting place for a soldier. Lucky you got away with 57 health in my book. Now we're committing our healing station in a terrible position because of our earlier bad positioning. And now, when we go up and take this, which is where we want to be, we're not going to have heal stations to sustain. That hog has hook. What are you doing? Indie got it. Okay. Interesting.
Powered up.
Please drift. Okay. You're going to high ground, right? 1, 2, 3, 4 sets of eyeballs. And you're the only thing they can see. Maybe they can see those guys too, but really you're the most obvious thing that they can see. And here's your 5th set of eyeballs, which isn't quite looking at you, but is about to be. Yeah, no, not a thing we do. By the way, you had plenty of time during this to do what a soldier should do, which is go, hey, my McCree is less mobile than me. He'll probably be firing from closer to the team. I should think about going and taking high ground. And you'd have seen this. Maybe you'd have taken this fight. Maybe you wouldn't have taken this fight, etc. Maybe seeing him at all would have pressured him out and made him drop, and your team would have aided him. And then you'd have this spot to play from. Or this spot to play from. And it would be great. But yeah, you are feeding right now.
Anyone need some healing?
That heal station is not helping. It's really not. I promise you Anna can do the healing that she needs to for this team. Okay, they have high ground superiority. This is going to be fun. Mm-hmm. I just want to point out that I contributed as much to this fight as you did, and I wasn't in this game, and my hands aren't on the keyboard.
Get this doggy moving.
You had to challenge the high ground, and you had to do it from the high ground. You're early. You're early. Your Reinhardt is here. Your core is here. You are here committing an ult. I'm glad that you have the high ground this time. That's cool. But your team is back here. Your team is back here, and you are up here committing an ult.
Hold up.
I'm feeling unstoppable. Out of my way, or I'll run you over.
Okay? Fine. No problem with that Helix. Nice job taking down the Valkyrie Mercy. Her movement was not amazing, but nice job nonetheless.
Step rider.
Mm-hmm. Do you know where that is? Okay. What? That was just a prayer. That Helix was a prayer. That's a Rhine Shield. I'm good with looking this way, but that's a Rhine Shield. Why do we think the Helix at the McCree that we haven't damaged at all yet, that isn't actually even aimed at the McCree. It's really aimed at like the left side of the Reinhardt. Maybe it's aimed at the Mercy. Even if that shield gets flicked, that's not hitting the McCree. And if anything, we want this Helix to help get this Reaper off of our Mercy. No.
Group up here.
Mm-hmm. I agree, Koha. It is much easier to learn in games where the players are slightly better than you. I don't recommend always doing it, but if you can play with a buddy that's ranked, 300 SR, 500 SR higher than you, so that it brings the average game level up a couple hundred SR, in most cases, especially at the higher parts of the ladder, but at the real high parts of the ladder, just because it's overwhelming. But it is very helpful for increasing your speed. You don't want to constantly be doing it, but to see how the game changes and be like, whoa, I thought I was doing fine at this level as a DPS, as a support, as a tank, as a whatever, and then you really see like I didn't even know people did that, or oh my god, I get this was fine positioning in gold, but my positioning has to be this in diamond, as an example, where it's like you have to be that much closer to the cover, etc. Like, you notice these things if you get to play a little bit up. Again, don't do it all the time, but a little bit of, hey, let me do a quick little duo for a couple games to play in a higher level game. It's good for increasing your learn speed. Okay.
I've got you in my sights.
I mean, I can't even be mad because your Reinhardt's already here, basically feeding. Oh well.
Knock me down and I'll keep getting back up.
Optimally, he would not have spent his visor, but hey, it worked out because of the randomness of low-level games. What level game was this? Gold? Okay.
Score 3-3.
No, Semitic, I don't think they are.
Initiate.
It's I've returned to the fight, it's time to ult. Seems to be sort of what's going on with their EMPs and their visors.
5, 4, 3, 2.
Tsunami, you do not have to apologize to a Peach here. I'd have found plenty to be annoyed about without having first seen your reload habits, shall we say. Just to pick one thing among the many. These ult timings are atrocious, but hey, all by themselves.
Attackers incoming. Stop the payload.
Good to hear, Damani. Good. You're gonna have to port out immediately. Good. Don't go this way. Don't do it. Don't do it. Just hop right up here and use your angle. Or hop right over here and use your angle. You don't even have to take a steep angle. This isn't any angle. Congrats on hacking the Celeb's target. Are we gonna do something cool and like translocator up to here and then punish them from up here? That would be cool. Just go back to playing soldier. If you want to stand in your team and shoot at the other team like this, please go back to playing soldier. I don't need you to take big angles. I would be okay if you shot from here. I would be okay if you shot from here. I would be okay if you translocated up here and shot from here. I would also be okay if you shot from here. I would even be chill if you shot from here. Please don't shoot from here. I feel bad for a Reinhardt. Why do you think you can hack things? No, he can literally just flash his shield to interrupt any one of those hacks, and he doesn't even have to also turn. Like, he doesn't have to be like, oh, let me do a quick turn and flash my shield, let me flash my shield and turn. He doesn't have to go, let me flash my shield and turn. He literally just gets to flash his shield. It's not going to work. You're literally better off just continuing to pump bullets into him.
Translocating.
Stealth? For the movement speed? To get your positioning again fast? Please? 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 Stealth exists? What? Stealth gives you a movement speed buff. It means you move faster. It means you spend less time rotating to these flanks. Sombra has a pretty weak weapon. It's pretty low damage. You need to cover for that by getting off angles and flanks so that you can effectively do more damage because the retention isn't spent on you. It's in a different direction. So you buff your and your team's damage by doing that. And you also buff your damage by getting on those angles faster with stealth speed boost. Yeah. And then, if you're really good, you also don't pull all of their attention to you when it's just you and get yourself forced out and make you go do your loop again. You pull their attention when they're already paying attention to your team, so they can't all turn their attention to you, so you get to stay in for longer. Oh boy, this is not going to go well.
60 seconds.
Don't reopen the... Why are you out here? You're still reloading. Why are you out here?
This will help.
You have no cover. You are going to get your translocator forced. And you spent all this time getting here, slowly I might add, and you're going to get your translocator forced. You need to be able to stay in for longer. Otherwise, the hero just isn't worth it. And this, you're not going to be able to stay in long enough. Yep.
I need healing.
Please go to here and unstealth. Please. Even go to here and unstealth. And I'm going to not complain. This is not an angle. It's just not. It makes me sad. You can't play Sombra without understanding engagement timings. You can't play Sombra without getting at least a little bit of an angle. The hero doesn't work. This shatter doesn't hit you if you're on an angle. This shatter doesn't hit you if you're on an angle. Like,
Apagando las luces.
I knew it. I knew you were going to EMP the instant that this ended. Oh, God. You probably are feeling like, oh yeah, look at this. I got 1, 2, 3 people EMP'd. I'm amazing. Your Mercy is missing this much health. You're missing this much health. You're missing this much health. Your McCree's missing this much health. Your Ryan is missing this much health. And your Zarya is missing this much health. You are going to lose this fight. Oh, and you translocated out so that they don't... Oh, this is beautiful. Beautiful. That is purely the other team not understanding the situation. I promise you were destined to lose that fight. You got lucky in that you guys, nothing happened, effectively. You got lucky.
30 seconds.
Hey guys, it's an angle. Why are we closing our angle? Why are we walking forward? Okay. We got the mega. We're okay.
Damn it.
It's TNT. The TNT by itself isn't going to take you down. The Rhine isn't threatening to us here, and we can just shoot him in the back. Just shoot him in the back. The Ashe isn't looking at us. Why are we closing this angle? This is getting us more in the open where things can shoot at us. Why are we doing this? Back here crouched, nothing could hit us, and we could just like shoot at the Reinhardt like bzzz, bzzz. It was great. Out here, things can see us. The Ana can see us, the Zarya can see us, the Bastion can see us. Crouched here, we were like, it's really annoying that we're on fire, and maybe we'll teleport out eventually, but I'm gonna take a bunch of health off the Reinhardt first. I know, Blah. I know, it would be, we had the option to go, hey, after I'm done buzzing this Reinhardt, or maybe before, I'll hack this health pack so that I can go get it to get rid of the fire, to get some healing, etc. I know, but, that I'm not worried about.
Ahorita regreso.
10 seconds.
We've gotten this far.
Sire Sappy, it really doesn't require a lot of coordination. Like, yes, EMP at a high level, EMP great, more coordination is good, but even with zero comms, you can recognize, just like tank players learn to recognize and just like flankers recognize, when your team is ready to engage and when they aren't. And if you just go, my team is ready to engage, or my team is already engaged, but they literally just engaged, that's going to be a good EMP timing. It's that simple. Now, they can push in harder, they can push in stupid hard if they know they're going to have an EMP to cover them because it's a really good ult, but even if there's no comms going on whatsoever, as a Sombra, you can be like, I know what good engagement timing looks like. I know when my team is in aggressive positions. I know when the instant the enemy team is committed to the fight and isn't going to be able to get out without losing people. And I hit that EMP, even with no comms. You can do it. Is it better with comms? Absolutely. Overwatch is better with comms. But it's not super necessary to have the comps. What the comps do for Sombra is they give you more enablement for the hack plays when you don't have EMP, when it's like, hey, I've taken away something critical. I got a hack on their Briggs who has rally, commit hard now before she's back and can use rally, things like that, etc. Or it's good for opening up hack windows, because just getting hacks off on a team is actually pretty hard once they're ready and aware for it. So you get the coordination of, Ashe, I need you to peek, and when you peek, I'm going to use that window to unstealth and go for the hack, because you peeking is the threat. You taking the shot that they avoid is the threat that buys me enough attention distraction to get the hack off that we then want to use, etc. So like, her hacks get value from communications. Her EMP, you can just do it. You can just be good enough. You just have to recognize it yourself.
¿Dañaste?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Fire at will.
Yeah, I know, Blah. I saw it too. Oh, now we're going Bastion. Okay.
They have been revived.
I'm not sure why we're going defensive Bastion on second, but hey. Do we think we're stopping them from getting first? Hey, we might be. Yeah, looks like we are. Cool.
Round 3. Initiating match. Ready for battle. Attackers incoming.
Right beside.
Ready for battle.
Okay. We're doing Bastion reviews, guys.
3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming. Escort the payload.
Pirate ship is less interesting than not pirate ship for Bastion, but we can do it. What is our comp? We have ourselves a Mercy and an Ana, and then we have ourselves a Ryan, Zarya, McCree. And we're playing into a heavy brawl comp. They are going to be unhappy. They do not have the best tools for dealing with us. Okay. No, Blah, this is not a bronze game in gold. We've seen enough bronze games on this channel to know what they look like. It wasn't very good Sombra play, and we saw some terrible soldier ults. But, you know, some of the just raw accuracy was better than we'd frequently see in bronze. And even if the player we're reviewing's engagement timings weren't good, the team's engagement timings as a whole weren't a complete mess, and they're much more often are in bronze. You immediately need to flick to that McCree. That was kind of slow. Yeah, you actually held that a bit long. That's fine. You can turret again. You're fine. You were totally fine to turret again. I'm surprised you moved so far. It was too long before you turreted again. Yeah, you stayed on cart a little too long there when you were under too much heat, and then you moved too far. You just need to move a little bit to effectively draw the heat off of you, etc.
I'm taking care of you.
I'm not even convinced you needed to turret here. Like, I actually think you were better off just using your weapon to drive that junk back. He clearly saw you turreting. You weren't going to get him. Exactly, and now he gets to do this. You should have just driven him back with your regular weapon. I can live with it. This isn't really very sneaky. Yeah, this hasn't been very sneaky.
Someone get that payload moving.
Ah, we're back to less interesting Bastion. We could have just played, you know, I mean, we don't use our heal station, right? We could have just continued playing Bastion, right? Like, it was the same thing. We just needed to not go turret form. I jest. I'm being mean today. Okay. That is a wall that we're shooting at. I wonder if we'll shoot at the McCree instead. Is your team here? Is your team ready? Let's take one more look at this, just so that you understand. I'm a little more mean than usual, I think. Maybe I'm not. Let's rewind it a little bit.
Powered up.
I'm opening the angle on the world. Maybe not the best time to open the angle on the world. It's not the worst, but definitely not the best. I don't think you can stay here. Heal station or not, I don't think you can stay here. You don't have any cover. And I don't like committing your heal station in a place that you can't stay, because you're not going to get much use out of it. And it's not like you couldn't continue running back to this door because you did have the Mercy Beam on you. The heal station was not necessary.
Everyone, heal up.
Neither was this reload. Good. Where's our Helix? Why did we not Helix this time? This McCree was plenty low. What? Now we're allergic to our Helix button?
30 seconds remaining.
Don't do it! Don't do it! Don't do it! Rounding a corner against a Junkrat and a McCree. Trap, flashbang, etc. No thank you. Sprint, sprint, sprint. Mow him down. Not, I'm going to challenge the corner into trap, flashbang. Like, okay.
Heroes never die.
Huh. I'm shocked. He got close to heroes who are better than him at close range. I'm shocked that happened.
I will protect the innocent.
Nope, I'm at my limit, guys. Too many heroes.
Seconds
Moira
remaining.
by your side.
Take the pain.
Vic.
Okay, so
Everyone, heal up.
this is a rough one. Too many heroes for us to get into everything. So I'm mostly thinking about your Soldier and your Sombra. But really what's going to give you the most value is understanding angles matter. Your Sombra does not get to shoot from on cart from behind her Rhine shield or from just in front of her Rhine shield. She does not get to do that. Even if she takes a shallow angle from her team, I want her to take an angle. Her weapon is not powerful enough. She is not McCree. She does not get to stand with her team and go pew 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 pew. We're also not ever going to hit any hacks on Reinhardt when we're looking straight at him, unless Anna sleeps someone for us first and then we hack them. Okay. So we don't get to shoot people from straight on. That's not a common thing. Even if we start shooting them from the same direction as our core, as our Reinhardt, we're then going to, like, if this is our Reinhardt and this is our angle, we're going to adjust. We're going to start angling out, etc. We're going to start angling out, etc. So that we at least have a little bit of an aggressive angle, different angle, etc. So if they're looking at us, they're not looking at our team. If they're looking at our team, they're not looking at us. If they're shielding us, our team has a better angle. If they're shielding our team, we have a better angle, might be able to get around it. That's what we're going to do. And we're going to do the same thing on Soldier. These are both heroes that have fast movement speed to allow them to take off angles. Sombra gets it when she's stealthed, and Soldier gets it with his sprint. Those are both great for going in, taking angles so you don't live with your team on either of those heroes. If you want to live with your team, you're better off playing McCree. That would be the closest hero, etc. Okay. So that's going to be the first thing. The second thing is going to be you gotta stop and assess the situation before you use your ults. Are you in a fight that you're already losing bad? We're not going to ult. Are you in a fight that you're already winning hard? We're not going to ult. Okay, when we're looking to ult is early in the fight when it's still like a 6v6, 5v5 type situation, maybe a 6v5 or a 5v6, but those types of situations still early in the fight, preferably when it's gotten to the point where, hey, people are committed, it's going to take resources to get out. Either it's going to take cooldowns to get out, it's going to take a lot of health to get out, etc., and our team is going to be able to pursue their team if they try to leave. That's when we hit an EMP. So right as the teams meet, right before the teams meet, that's when we hit an EMP. Right after the teams have met, that's the window to hit an EMP. That's good. And Tac Visor is going to be very similar. If they're in, if they've committed, if they're trying to brawl with your team, if they've taken their aggressive angles, etc., that's when it's like, hey, you guys are committed to this. My team already has an aggressive concave around you. You guys are kind of stuck. You don't have good cover against everyone. If I pop my Tac Visor and you're able to take cover against me, my team already has their aggressive angles because I'm on a different angle than the rest of my team. So you're going to be in line of sight of my team. So you avoid my visor hard. You can't move hard because you've moved behind cover to avoid my visor, and my team gets to mow you down. Or vice versa. That's it. You want to do it when your team is committed. And your team is committed either because the teams are close to each other or your team has a good, strong concave against them that has effectively contained the other team. That's when committals have happened. There's also, dives. That's another type of committal, etc. But it looks close enough to brawl. I'm not worried about it. Okay. Those are going to be your two biggest things. And engagement timings are going to help you on every hero. And angles are going to help you on the overwhelming majority of heroes. So even though you played like 6 DPS heroes, and I'm mostly focused on your Sombra and your Soldier, those are general principles of Overwatch that you're going to have to learn and are really going to help your play in general at Overwatch. I know I was critical. I'm always pretty critical. I might have been a little more critical with you than I am with some players, etc. It happened. That's good. It is good because it means there's bigger stuff for you to work on, etc. You're going to feel it a little more. You're going to improve, etc., etc. Just take these things, work on them one at a time, focus on it for like 15 games, 10 games, 5 games, whatever it takes to really internalize this. And it's probably not 5 games. It's probably like a week of work on each topic. It might be 2 weeks of work on each topic. It might be 30 games of work on a topic. It might be 15. I don't know. Everyone learns at a different speed, but pick on one and let it occupy like 15% of your mental space that you're working on it for a, meaningful period of time. Think about it every time you're in spawn. Think about it between games. After every 2 or 3 games, hop in the replay player and kind of in fast forward mode, watch through a game and go, hey, let me look at when I'm using my ults. Do my ult timings look good? Do my ult timings look good? Do my ult timings look good? Let me reference back to this video of what ult timings are supposed to look like, etc. Okay. If there's questions, throw them up in chat now. If you guys are looking to get coaching yourself, you can join my Discord in the description below, see what the rate's like, member of the community. These guys are awesome. You see them in chat here. They're a blast in the Discord as well. Or if you are just here enjoying the educational content, we love that as well. Please do like and subscribe. It really helps the channel out, lets me do more of these. What do we have question-wise? Temporal here. Temporal called that one. Yeah, that was in reference into the Flash or the Trap. Gotta catch them all for picking all the heroes. Too many helixes and no heal kit. Yeah, he's gonna see big improvements with angle play. They swap dash after they gifted their left widow. Big EMPs, panic EMP escape. I wasn't Tac Visor over for the most part by the time he got in. He fired into Ryan Shattered well nanoed. Wasn't Tac Visor over for the most part by the time he got it? Then he fired into. Sorry, I don't remember the situation, Semitic. I've probably been ranting for 3 minutes and I've deleted everything from my memory. Maybe I've deleted this whole game from my memory if I'm lucky. That might be cool. Anyways, I'm being harsh. Okay, I'm gonna hop on for one more of these, so I hope to see you guys all there. And that's what I've got. Thanks, guys. Temporal out.